Okay. Hello and welcome to part 14 of my next stream of Final Fantasy 14. Back on the hunt of Lahabrea, the mask divweed. So we can unlock our Titan ability. How's the mental reading going?
That's going well. Time to do crafts.
Don't fucking craft. Just share. The file book. And Twitter. I refuse to call it X.
Does anyone call it X?
I don't think anyone calls it X. I think people called it Twitter, formerly called it X, formerly known as Twitter. Where it's like, yeah, it's Twitter to me.
Yeah, it's always Twitter, no matter what anyone's saying.
I was there pretty much at the start. My Twitter account.
Really?
Everyone was saying, "Oh, we're going to Facebook." No, I'm going to Twitter. Come on. Twitter works. I'm not if it posted. Come to me, Carpenter. Let's go and speak to the Wallies down here in Del Amigo. Right, Thunderbolt, what have you got for me? Thunderbolt is willing to share with you what he knows about the Masked Stranger. An outsider resembling your Masked Stranger has reportedly been appearing near the Amigo of late. What's more, it seems that some of our young bloods are meeting him in secret. Can't have that. No doubt you'll want to question them about their trusts, about the trysts. But it's not like they'll yield the information readily to an outsider. If you tell them that I sent you, though, they may feel obliged to talk. A masked man? No idea what you're talking about. I ain't done nothing wrong, so leave me be. Gigumbold sent you. Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. All that trouble about believing the masked man and, oh, you don't know anything about this. Why don't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and expect me to think of it. Well, you nearly spilled the beans. If they're up or above, up above or down below. What? Have I been meeting any masked man lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say I have. But I'm sure to tell all my friends you're looking for him. Oh, before I forget. Look how awesome the music is. Muted it must be. Right, back to these wallies. There's a bunch sulking about right suspicious like, but ain't done. I've got nothing to do with them. I know trouble when I see it, and there's trouble. Mark my words. There's always trouble. When it comes to influencing of young people, there's always trouble brewing. Oh yeah, I forgot. What talk about?
Getting tired?
A little bit. So you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about the masked man. That is most troubling. Whatever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside them. I can see it in their eyes. I ought to know, for it once burned within me as well. 2 decades ago, the same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Lahabrea. Naught would be but to depose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got a revolution, all right, but it cost our freedom. Blinded by our hate, we didn't realise that we'd been dancing to the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Lahabrea had fallen. There are times when a man must be patient. Now is such a time. Though if the young ones know this not. Unless we intervene, we have to commit they are like to commit a great folly. If you learn out from their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. Right, Helmfring. Helmfring has a secret message for you. Hey, adventurer, you done talking with the old bear? I've got a message for you from Wilred. Lad's something of a leader among the young ones here. He's impressed that you've won over Gunderbold and wants a word with you. Says he'll be waiting for you over in a craggy area north of here. Whee! Thanks for coming, friend. 'Tis no ordinary outsider who can gain the trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to meet you to discuss something in private. Tell me, Why are you snooping about? Did the Empire send you or someone else? Coral's got your tongue. No matter. Whoever it is you work for, your meddling days end here. Get out. Really? You pissant. You're stronger than you look. This changes nothing. Threaten us, beat us bloody all you like, but nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. We're going to obtain the power to bring down the Empire. With it, we'll reclaim our homeland. Misguidedness of youth. And yes, you'll find that I'm incredibly lazy, even though I'm a short distance away from little Alamigo. I'll still use the ether eye. Attacked by Woolrid and his cronies, that they would go to such lengths for the sake of this plan of theirs. Left to their own devices, the young fools will make what are like to harm others, if not themselves. We must uncover their agenda and put an end to this madness. Big trouble in Little Alamigo. Gundabald needs your help to rein in the young ones of Little Alamigo. Woolrid mentioned obtaining power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could he be speaking? Gundabald. Bertolina. God's preserved. What happened? Well, I was out foraging when the corpse brigade came. They took me to their hideout and the whole while they laughed at me. They said I suffered. That I suffer because I cling to a hope. Is it wrong to dream of home? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamegans? Do not heed such poisonous notions, child. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong. I swear to you, those villains will answer for their crimes in due time. But tell me, what does anyone else know of this? Woodward. He saw me outside. He was so angry. I must turn to Bertolana. In the meantime, you need to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear that they may do something rash. Of course. Percent rock. Yeah, leaving shit around isn't a good idea.
All right, Jimmy?
What those animals did to Bertolana is unforgivable. To think they look down on us. Well, I suffer this humiliation no more. I'm with Wilfred to the bitter end, and I'm not afraid of a few lizards. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be as Gundabald content to eke out an existence in his musky old cave, but I'll be damned if I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. Now, where in the seventh hell did I put that bloody map?
I'm gonna jump off.
Okie dokie.
I'll see you around.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Toodaloo.
Bye. O mighty Ragnar, Lord of Destruction, we implore you, lend us your strength to put an end to the suffering of your people. Humph. Here to interfere again? Well, you're too late. Our plans are already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemies will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppress us ever again. Crystals? Oh, you dickheads aren't going to do a summoning, are you? Gone. The whole lot of them. Didn't it is as I feared. They mean to take matters in their own hands. But what exactly is it they mean to do? Countless years of use have seen this blade dulled and nicked, the haft worn smooth. So I could map a map of the Armagia stronghold in southern Fanland. What's this? A hunting knife and a map of Zanrak. Wait, you said Wilfred spoke of crystals, did you not? They couldn't possibly mean to. By the gods, this makes madness. The young fools are untrained and unbloodied all. They have no notion of how dangerous the Armagia are. They'll be butchered before they even within the 100 yards of the crystals. They're heading east. If we hurry, we may yet find them before it's too late. Anyway. I have been leveling up my archer and tank. We'll do this. We'll do the stories. We'll do their class quests after this is finished. Woodward. Did no others survive? It was all wrong. Getting the crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. We. Pull yourselves together, lad. We're just going to make an offering of crystals to Ragnar to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Zarkand and make off with the lizard men's cash, but they caught us, and so many dead. Gods forgive me. Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your souls. I regret our young one's transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all their failings, they are the hope of an Amigan people. I hope I guard this with my life. Hey, you like Lord of Frick kicking your ass? Survived that one by the skin of our teeth. Your skills at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youths could learn much from a woman like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here, and let us return to the town, amigo. Wait, we've come this far. We have to get the crystals. They're right there, right for the picking. Have you learned nothing, Wilred? Did you not see those tempered wenches? Such a fate of those who have been touched by a god. Is that what you desire both for yourself and your friends? Wait, no. No one said anything about... The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summoned Ragnar. He swore. Enough. I will hear the rest of this story. Tell back a little, amigo. I dare say Minnow will wish to hear it as well. Yeah, but we did a lot of leveling offline, leveled up my crafters and stuff. So everything is going well. No more lies, Woodred. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Ragnar, about using crystals, and then just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could arise above ourselves from this squalor, and I never stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There was no solution, nothing that we could do to change our lot. Our people were doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Wilred. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to defy who we are. No matter where we may be, Al Amigo lives within us all. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy. But whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe to this adventurer, an outsider. I promise I won't. Thank you for saving me, and I swear I tried to kill you. Well, my thanks as well, a friend. It gives us a hope to know that there are kind souls such as you out there. The amigo may not have been much of a way of comfort, but you will always be welcome here. Okay. Gundabald wants to wish you well in your investigation. Would we have known more knowledge, more information to offer, but Wilfred told us the extent of our knowledge of the masked stranger. Left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to this creature, for the sake of our young ones who died by his poisoned words. Right, back to Menfina. Pray return to the whispering, to the wandering sands. You can't unlock that, don't you? Tataru. Welcome back, Minnow. I'm reliably informed that the investigation took you to the quarry mill and El Alamigo. So tell me, were you able to learn out of Lahabrea? Well, he tried to get them to summon Ragnar, and you see, planted the knowledge of summoning in impressionable young minds, you say, precisely the kind of deception that Ascians would employ. While many of the ills that ail the land are attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by maligned will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front. All work and no play makes me figure a dull sign. Did you say something? Nothing, my lady. Mayhap we ought to rest a while speaking further of the investigation. Terror in Farground. Mephinia had another lead for you to pursue. While you were attending to business in Fanland, some information arrived courtesy of our friends the Simps. An individual fitting like a brush description has been sighted near North Shroud. This sighting comes in the wake of a series of mysterious deaths of the self-same area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. 12 winning will pick up on Lahabrea's trail once more. Naloxa will furnish you with the details. Pray speak with her and take it from there. As always, be careful out there, Minnow. We're going to unlock another dungeon. Walking one is to investigate the sinister ones. Then heal well this one's words. This one is friends with the walking ones in the Ashcrown Consortium. Accordingly to friendly one, a digging one named Medrod had an encounter with a scary masked one. The masked one is most certainly the sinister one. Walking one should go and speak with the digging one, Medrod. Digging one is to be found at Vargrod Float in the North Shroud. And off we go. Yeah. Vargrod. So beautiful, the North Shroud. Please leave me be. I am not longed for this world. I look death in the face. 'Tis a matter of time before he comes for me, just like he came for that poor woman. Richard is clearly traumatized. Perhaps you could soothe him. He might remain calm long enough to hold a conversation. Mummy, I'm sorry I wasn't a better son. I'm sorry I didn't eat my greens. I do my chores. Wah. You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true. But it hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can recount what I saw without losing it. It was just an ordinary day. I was heading back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was an eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman, one glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In that instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Foul, who had come to claim her soul for his realm. No, he's not. What? You're investigating the same masked man? And if that's the case, we'll help with whenever we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't suffer Madrid's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork. That's what I wanted. Wait, well, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the best I can do to repay her for comforting me. Okay. And then where are we going? Only half an hour. Well, let's keep going then. Adine has a proposal to make concerning your investigation. So here's what I know about the deaths. All victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the Skull King know of the disease that can inflict such a wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer is that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures, and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? Right, there's this. Now, we've had an encounter with this before. They're like giant, half-chicken, dragony creatures. Excuse me. Yeah, as it is. You know, birdy creatures. Perhaps waiting till he's dead. You're not dead? Jesus. Strong creatures. You've already seen to the Ziz. Good work, adventurer. So, were you able to find or to suggest that the creatures are our culprits? No. Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike the Ziz off our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. There's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself, least to worsen Mordred's paranoia, but I too have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it is a coincidence, but my sighting took place at the same place as same time as Metroid. I was heading home after a day of digging when the shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself looking up a gaze of a giant eyeball. I let out a scream on the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. It's happened in a rocky area west of here, in case you had the mind to investigate. There is something I heard about the deaths. It appears all victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? Unseemly japes aside, there's a rumour that's running around that there's something of a whisper that each victim died. A rancor went to the great rock behind some west where here, causing a flash and moan. This bears investigating. I reckon I'm going to give you the fire sand stick to blow up the piece of crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give them a gander. Okay. Excuse me. It tells me it's above me. What do you reckon? Or it's right there. Seriously? Right. Okay. Anyway, also I'm going to start doing on Fridays. I used to do ships on Fridays. I might start running PvP on this game. Not that I've never actually done it before because I kind of avoided it. But we shall see. Right, here's these two idiots' stuff done. There was a spider. It wasn't the one-eyed monster. Most folk are too scared to go within 100 yards of the rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name, but there are but what's a few vengeful spirits to a daughter's adventure like you, huh? Bigger than a shard, but not quite as large enough to be a cluster. The energies emitted from these by these crystals will slightly tingle with the hands of any who touch it. Huh? Why are these just your garden variety crystals? 'Tis a bad it's hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning asphyxiated. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and the moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good fire sand stick. Oh well. A monstrous Baldamite appeared, and you slew it. That creature had long been the scourge upon the folk of Fulgrold. Intentional or no, you've done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, is it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of the light combined with blind panic? Sigh. There's been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarcely get a wink of sleep knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I've been pondering my encounter. It was uncertain for a time, but I have no doubt it was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's plausible that I could have mistaken a distinct creature for a Bademite. But you and I were miles apart. How could we have both seen it in precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with a Bademite at the very spot you claim to see the fiendish eyeball. Isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Oh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we've been making it. There's no reason why it couldn't be. Gods, of course. There must be more than one of the buggers. Aye, so it's so obvious. But that means, since there's been a repeated sightings of these fiends, there must have been more victims yet as uncovered. Gulp. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to an expert. Yes, we must. We're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown. At least you have forgotten. It was a rocky area to the west I had my encounter. Should you discover it out of note, we will want to alert the authorities. There's a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased with any information that pertains to the security of the region. Cowards. I don't know how I'm going to do this. If it lets me be unsynced, if it lets me do it with an NPCs, I'll probably do it with NPCs because the queue's just going to take the piss. Fine. You choose death. Greetings, adventurer. Is there an I might assist you with? Body of this poor soul, has been defiled in more ways than one. Gods be good. Gods be good. Not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the central shroud, while the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any. Sightings of winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. The victims have been all young women, all found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's difficult to identify them so as to notify the next of. This button engraved with a lily motif. It's the same object that was found on another victim, a family sigil or that of an organisation, perhaps. This bottom engraved. Either way, I hope this will find the pivotal in solving the murders. Well, I see what he said because I cut him off. This button engraved with a lily motif is the same object that was found in another victim, a family sigil. Either of that organisation, perhaps. Either way, I dare hope that we can find a pivotal to solving these murders. So I didn't cut him off. Alpha Maya wants you to hold on to the button. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You will need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't a standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might suggest, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by my Minuin. Mayhap someone in her vast network of contacts may shed light upon this sigil. I have no idea what that is. Good evening to you, Minnow. By your grim expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. Lily button. It's lily sigil that is carved into the tiny ivy button. Well, isn't this a lovely button? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan level quality, I would say. Where did you find this? Where did you say you found this? On a dead body. Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid I do not recognise the lily sigil, but you'll have to find the answer in the old-fashioned way by asking around. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette over at the Euphrates Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes on that one. I don't know what those are. I have to investigate further before I accept those quests. Bernadette. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a request I receive on a regular basis. Well, go on then. Show me what you have. Seems to be in the manner of decorative button reminiscent of those woman families of old. Though I cannot claim to know this sigil, however, I say certainly the white lily is a recurring theme in the Gridanian culture. Alas, I do not know who would make a personal sigil of. If there is a soul in Gridania who knows, it could be cleanly glued over at the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all the citizens on a forename basis. We'll be speaking to her as well. I'm going to become an Lancer at some point. Need to do it before we get to need to get and complete the Dragoon class before we start Heaven's Ward. Important reasons and story reasons why. Bernadette believes that I can help. Well, that's a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear, but whether out it comes from that is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's wall northwest of here. Wait, a memory comes to me. Of late, there has been a man who has been perpetually seated at a bench by the wall's entrance. His name is Unzandal, and I distinctly recall him marked similarly with a button breast on his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. And this is where we unlock the next dungeon. I do not believe we are acquainted. Pray leave me to my thoughts. Decidual of the Dantacores family. How is it you came to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman, her face was marred in any way. I feared as much. So, I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths, but on one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. Usually I have a confession to make regarding the mysterious murders. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dartancours. During that time I had the honour of waiting upon Lady Amanda Din, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed with a heart befitting of her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may have well been a kind of fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that it would help her regain of that which she had lost. She began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew even more grotesque as time went by. Eventually, there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed, and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as obedient servant that I was. But when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hartuk Manor, my home for nigh half a century. Long did I weep for that girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that my lady and the mean had been. Yet I cannot weep forever, and I have endeavoured to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her torment soul to rest, as I swore and you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hartuk Manor, in the western edge of the central shroud. Go now, go and do what must be done. Okay. Hartuk Manor. The next of the dungeons we must do. There it is. Welcome. Hattock Manor. Into a party of NPCs. Because it's then we can see the cutscenes. I don't remember all the way around this place. I'm glad they do some with NPCs, because then I can watch the cutscenes without pissing the entirety of the party off, because it will piss them off. Pretty sure I shouldn't have done that. Ah, yes. I'll not pick it up. Give me a green key. That's why I shouldn't have wasted the key. Yes. Fucked up with the dungeon. How are you doing? Why are you fighting these idiots? I have no idea why he pulled them. Well, not particularly my favourite early dungeon. There'd be the yellow key. Next boss. Focus on him. Seems my compatriots seem to be more interested in fighting the steward. Pretty sure it's the wrong way around. Come on, bitch. Just die already. You may rest in peace, biatch. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gives us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less three. The crystals make you strong, and it is the strength of that of the light that is drawn. Heidelin chose well. A pity that your existence is irrevocable to our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to make measure of your strength for Master Lahabrea. That task now accomplished, we take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light. Well, I'll put an end to your lady, mate. She died. Help us go the right way. You have returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? Was it as what has become of Lady Andaman? You must tell me all. Well, she turned into a void scent, and I sent her a packing. So she went as far to consult with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I do not know whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain that they are the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit upon them tenfold the woe that they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not wherefore, no misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both. I am an arbiter of a gross crime. I am a abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. I only pray that the gods will have mercy on my soul. Dude, you have no idea. Well, I forgive you. How long have we been going? An hour and a half. Tataru. Bye, Tataru. Welcome back, Minnow. I'm glad I am to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn to the Trollswood? Two of Lahabrea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission. The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then, the Asians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me how the we signs are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the Free Nations to the presence of the elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Asians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all that we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you are ready to be briefed, and we will summon the others. Okay. So this will start, I believe, is the Titan arc, where we're going to go. We will finally be able to unlock Titan for our summoner. But what I'm going to do, since I've got probably half an hour left, is I'm going to go and do the class quests for the what is it there? Gladiator and the Archer. But first, I think the Archer one is the earliest one I've got. So let's go and do the Archer, and then we'll come back and speak with Nvidia and start the Titan quest line. Gotta have plenty of transport, free for charges back to this place. So, training with Leaf. Also unlock the Lancer and White Mage while we're here. Right. The same. Guildmaster the same wishes you to learn how to see things from a different perspective. It pleases me to see how you have grown as an archer. Plainly, you have taken my counsel to heart and learned to see what with your own eyes. I will now have you discuss what it means to behold things from a different standpoint. You recall Lee Alapol, your senior in the guild. You have given you over to her care for this misled lesson. Speak with her and do as she bids. I've been expecting you, Minnow. Shall we get on with it then? First, a quick review. Remember how the Bowmaster had you seek out and destroy targets hidden throughout the city? Well, I would have you do the same. This time, however, you will need to venture outside the gates. I'm sure you realise by now that there is no guarantees of safety within the Torchwood. As you search, you should take care to mind your surroundings. You wouldn't have the luxury of focusing solely on your quarry this time. You have to keep your eyes peeled for potential threats as well. That said, your objective is to destroy the targets alone, so avoid unnecessary combat and maintain a safe distance from any hostile creatures you encounter. Should you come under attack, take to your heels, risking your direct conflict only if you have outrun your pursuers. Targets are hidden in the central shroud. As before, use heavy shot technique to destroy each one of them with a single arrow. Go well, Minnow. Right, to the central shroud. Now I have, of course, been leveling up my crafters, so I do have some decent gear to be able to survive all this. Right, essential shroud. Shouldn't be bothered by anything out here, but if we die, then I can more than well deal with them. Boing, boing. Don't mind me, Boggs. She hit it. She hit it there. Boing, 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 boing. Damn, I'm a good shot. Excuse me. Right, Lee, I've done it. Well, well, you made short work of those targets, I must say. It seems you've learned to seek your prey without being preyed upon. Let's continue then. I have a mind to give you more practical experience, and we received a request just recently which I think would provide the perfect opportunity. It seems tree slugs and vultures have been congregating in ever-increasing numbers in the vicinity of the honey yard, causing no end of trouble for the locals. We have been tasked with culling the beasts. The request comes directly from the still glade fane. When the wood whalers and the gods' quivers cannot spare the focus forces to attend such matters, the conjurers often turn to us for help. And before you ask, there's a good reason why they would rather not see this particular class themselves. The creatures in question possess abilities to which can cause problems for the magically inclined. But that's quite enough about conjurers' troubles. Lasane taught you how to discern your enemy's key traits, did she not? Well, now you'll need to do so while maintaining situational awareness. Lest you be overrun. Consider this a comprehensive review of her lesson and my own. Your orders are as follows. Head out to the East Shroud and put down 8 tree slugs and 8 vultures, using all the skills you have acquired thus far. Good hunting, Minnow. And what will you be doing? Just what I thought. Right. We have to teleport to the East Shroud. Right. Could have gone by boat, but I'm lazy. Alright. What I'm complaining about? I need my chocobo. I need to have it because it gives me get things done quicker. To never use the bloody thing. Right, here they are. I love quick knock. Come back here, you bastard. You want. Off map. One more vulture and then we're done. I don't know why the hornet swarms becoming hostile. I don't even attack the bloody thing. Right. Back to Gridania. Judging by your smug expression, I say that you required a feel for your manoeuvring to exploit enemy weaknesses whilst covering your own. Vultures are wont to keep their opponents at wing's length, and their attacks will send you flying. Solution is a simple manoeuvre to the rear. Tree slugs, on the other hand, have an annoying knack for disrupting spellcasters with their secretions. As such, you would do well to keep the creatures away from any mages in your party. Needless to say, good positioning is a key to success in battle, which is why it is absolutely essential that you know your target's traits. The knowing of these traits is a fundamental part of hunting. Before the keepers of the moon conceived an archery, they dwelt not in the city, but in the forest. For my people, hunting was a way of life. In hindsight, I suppose it was more of a lesson on hunting than on archery. Still, Lucine knows well my past. Mayhap it was her intent. Hunting, too, is an art. Before I came with Gridania, I never gave it much thought. But the more I think of home, the more I began to realise. Forgive me. I will not forgive into fits of sentiments. Truly forget I even said anything. But before you do forget what a hunter must recognise her prey's weaknesses and strike swiftly when the opportunity presents itself. To conclude the lesson, now I suggest you play Lucine a visit. She is doubtless eager to hear from you. It is good to see you, Minnow. I hope that you have learned much from Lee. You, adventurer, is it true? Are you the one who slew the tree slugs and vultures? How dare she entrust the security of our people to the hands of a stranger? I knew Matoke were reckless, but she's downright irresponsible. Shame on her. Did I not warn you that it was folly to suffer that woman's presence in our guild, Lucine? Every time she wastes an arrow on game, she drags our noble art back into the darkness. I and this girl too. She's an embarrassment to us all. That's quite enough, Lahabrea. Your skill with the bow is undeniable, but as is your love of our nation. Yet there is much and more you are yet to learn about archery. Minnow has matured greatly in a short time that she has been with us. You know this to be true. I suggest you come to terms with Minnow's presence here. You'll be giving her next lesson after all. Unless, of course, you have any objections. Good. As for you, Minnow, I would have you devote yourself to the holy and training ahead of your lesson with Lahabrea. Suffice to say, he will not be as easy an instructor to impress. On that we can agree. Welcome back, Minnow. I trust you have been keeping your nose to the grindstone. As I mentioned when we last spoke, you'll be training under the Lahabrea's tutelage today. Put aside your misgivings and avail yourself with his wealth of experience. Go now and present yourself before him. Riviera? I see that it was too much to hope that you would not return. The others believe that you have potential, but I am not so easily convinced. Like so many adventurers, you have not the faintest inkling of what it means to be an archer. How could you? Archery is a proud tradition of the wildwood Elsian. Essence at this art, one to read one's enemy, has been instilled in us for over centuries. In that time, we have defended this great nation against every imaginable foe, granting us insight in which you will never possess. Can you recognize the subtle signs that betray an incoming action? No. Can you accurately predict an opponent's movement? No. Can you glean your foe's intentions at a glance? No. And can such things be learned by one who knows nothing about traditions? No. It's only out of respect for the same that I've agreed to teach you. Go to the East Shroud and seek out targets hidden there, but do not presume that this will be as easy as before. As I told you, the ability to read one's enemies is fundamental in archery. Yet the trials set by my colleagues did not require you to do this. Mine will. The targets you see have been hidden, and I do mean hidden, in the midst of a region rife with savage beasts. They will play the part of your enemies. In the unlikely event that you spy a target, your limited range will necessitate you to step past its bestial guardians prior to taking aim. A feat I consider beyond you. Was that a frown? Mayhap that you are thinking that the Matoke set you a similar task. You're wrong. She asked you merely to consider where your foes are. I demand that you discern precisely where they will be. How? Then? Well, we all have to go about this. Observe them closely and discern their characteristics. Learn to read their movement and recognize the patterns in their behavior. If they had eyes, let them not see you. If it has ears, let it not hear you. Be neither where it is nor where it means to be, and thereby pass unnoticed. But enough talk. Whether or not you heed my counsel is your decision. I will shed no tears should you fail. He's a real jackass. Never happened if you do archer. If you become an archer and go in as an Elsian, would he be such a smug prick to you? Don't know. He might. We'll have to test this later. Anyway. I don't really hear any threats. Now, where did this jackass hide this target? Very clever. Got to see if I actually leveled him up. I haven't. Right, to the Archers Guild. So you have returned. A passable performance for an adventurer, but the bare minimum for any archer. I carry with me generations of wildwood tradition, a tradition built upon the bones of the many outsiders who tried to take what is ours. It is my ancestors who first learned to conceal their presence and fight from the shadows, to hold the enemy at distance, to protect the weak. All of it, everything was. It's a waste of my time. You cannot understand. But if you're intent on following in the footsteps of my people, I bid you go to the North Shroud. Ixtal scouts have been sighted near the river east of the Etat Spire. And, unless you are entirely ignorant of Gridanian history, I need not explain that this is an act of aggression. It's part of a centuries-old conflict. The minions do not matter. Their leader, Ner'zhul Katan the Violator, who must fall. He commands the scouts, and he will be well guarded. Yet he stands upon the hostile ground, with birdmen and not wolves for protection. If you are diligent and determined, you can step through the defences and slay their leader. This is an art of a Gridanian archer. Embrace the wisdom, and I have bestowed upon you, and fight will be short. If you see the deed done, adventurer, I will take it as proof of your commitment to us, and labour no more to drive you from the guild. Now go. Okay. A couple of people getting their level 30s, huh? Right, good. Need to be careful here because there are level 30 stuff here, which will put pave to my existence very swiftly. Hey, Wood Whaler, want to deal with it? Good boy. Mendo went the madder. Where the hell did he come from? Even now I struggle to credit the Sentry's report. Yet here you are, and Nezul Catlan, the violator is no more. God's damn adventurer should be so. Only by the grace of Niamen herself could you have survived, but even though it was pure luck. I'll keep my word, Minnow. You shall stay, or should you go? I care not. You have completed the task and no longer my responsibility. Go now to the Saint. She'll doubtless lavish you with praise. Oh, and you'll get no more from me. Off with you. I've given to understand that you single-handedly drove off an Ixal scouting party, and did so with the precision and guile. How exactly was that training, listening? Minnow wasn't just an adventurer. Chevalier thrust her into the jaws of an enemy on the hope that she wouldn't come back. And when, against expectations, she did come back, the stubborn arse still refused to acknowledge her skill. Is that truly your impression? Well, yes. He said it was pure luck. Mere noise. Chevalier sees Minnow's skill, and of that I have no doubt. Did you not mark the way he covered his mouth when he uttered the words? It's a habit of his to do so on occasions when his tongue and his heart are in disagreement. As for his skills in reading the idiosyncrasies of others, he has yet to recognise his own. Impressive work, Minnow. You have applied yourself in Lee and Chevallier's lessons and demonstrated your command at the core concepts. You are now an archer in your own right. Allow me to teach you something to commemorate this accomplishment. Repelling shot is an advanced technique that enables an archer to evade attacks while continuing to fire upon her opponent. Used wisely, it can grant you a brief respite in the heat of battle. I have faith that, in the regular practice, you will learn how best to employ it into your advantage. Remember, your senior lessons are to strive for true mastery. Repelling shot, basically, jump backwards, fall off the map, and die. Well, that's what that is. Okay. And for our final task, you have come at a good time, Minnow. I have a task for you. Petitioners arrived from the proprietors of Basconian's Dovers out in the South Shroud. The petitioner, Bascaron himself, has requested our assistance in dealing with a gang of poachers. I would have the three of you meet with him and investigate his claims. The three of us? You mean Minnow, myself, and... It would be better if I went alone, Liane. The Matoke and the other one will only encumber me. No, Sevier, you will go as free. Also, it is past time you recognise Minnow as a fellow archer. I will not, and I have held my tongue on the matter of her continued presence here, but I will bend no further. Who in the seven hells do you think you are, Bow Lord Levelwin? In case you've forgotten, you aren't even the Quiver Man anymore. That be, I would have shed blood defending our borders, unlike you, savage. Savage? You know nothing about me, you big-gitted son of a... Enough! But one more word and you shall have cause to regret your petulance. The three of you will go to Bascon's differers in the South Shroud. Now, out of my sight. I wonder if he's going to recognise us, because I did this. I did the quest as a summoner, so will he recognise us as an archer? Who knows? It'd be interesting if he does. He should. Well, me and this part of the woods of the Black Shroud are going to become acquaintances soon, because I need to get silver, and this is where I mine it. Anyway, we know him. We've met with him before. We've spoken with him before. He even wanted to share a drink with us. Ah, you must be from the Archers Guild. Welcome, friends. Now, as your guild master would have said, I put a request for keen-eyed archers to help me track down the gang of poachers who have been plaguing these parts. If I may, it's uncommon to find poachers in this region. While regrettable, neither the gods' quivers nor the wood waders deemed them worthy attention. Why then did you imagine them worthy of ours? 'Cause they ain't no common poachers. They're Pawa Mujuku's gang. They say she and hers are always moving and staying one step ahead, but I reckon she's hiding out there somewhere. Thing is, I can't just send my people out searching. I made a pact with the Red Belly Bandits, see? We stay out their territory and they don't make no troubles with the differs. That being so, if I summoned the mass ranks of the waders and the quivermen, all 7 hells would swiftly break loose, assuming the matter worthy of their attention, of course. Nevertheless to say, it is not an opportunity, and as luck would have it, I have got 3 keen-eyed archers to take care of you instead, who will all wear out without raising no alarms. We understand. We may have your matter. Lee, Minnow, split up and scour the area of any signs of the poachers. Should you discover anything, return here and wait. We'll reconvene to compare our findings ere long. Go. So, he doesn't recognise me. Wow. Ain't that a pisser? What was that? Trap. It's a trap! Oh, yeah, this is D-thing, jump. No. Empty meat bottles. An iron leg trap and a poacher's arrow. These are both evidence of illegal activity, but nothing that would help us find Powar. And these mead bottles are but old refuse from before the Devers was even built. Have no connection to the game. What do you know about the Pequot woman, Sibia? I know that she's the most infamous poacher ever to walk the Twelveswood. Born leader, deadly with a bow, she formed her own gang of Matoke hunters. She was apprehended once, and would have been brought to justice had she not tricked the foolish young sentry into releasing her before vanishing without a trace. Is that so? In any case, we scored the area and found nothing. How do we know that this Powar was ever even here? If I shall inform the gods Quiver and the Wet Waders, taking care not to implicate Bascalon and leave the rest to them. This doesn't concern the Archers Guild. It concerns Gordania, Lee. Powar Majuk is a savage and utterly abnormal poacher whose actions, however, indirectly threaten the city's well-being. But that would be a vagrant like you know the duty of one's homeland, no more than she, I suspect. How dare you? And you, Minnow, say something. Now is not the time for this. Very well. We'll return to the matter at hand. Mayhap we should take a second look at the clues we have gathered. Look all you want. Though the trap and the arrow may suggest posting, there's nothing remotely unusual about them. What do you think we should examine? Minnow. Poacher's arrow. We know that this is a poacher's arrow. Beyond that, it tells us nothing. The iron leg trap. This trap is a common tool used for hunting beasts. Such a device does not distinguish between friend or foe. It would have been caused much tragedy for both man and chocobo. Gordanian hunters would never stoop so low. Poachers, meanwhile, have wont to litter the forest floor with these accursed things. That said, I see nothing here that would lead us to Powar. Why are you still carrying that rubbish? I told you these bottles predate the Devers. They have no connection with this matter. But these bottles are so old. Why would they not retain the scent of... If these bottles are so old, then why do they retain the scent of mead? They surely would have been opened recently. Wait, before the calamity, Buscaron once served as a sentry. Yet even then he sometimes spoke of owning his own tavern, and it was an open secret that he was brewing his own private stock. If some survived, of course, Buscaron Scar. This is his old lookout post. It may not be Powar Majuk, but we must investigate at once. Well, we've seen who's here. It's the Quirine, the little rat guys. As I get stuck on Outlook. On the lookout. Any signs? Look, the ground is covered in Matoke footprints. These tracks are fresh, very fresh. I waited. The bandits were alerted to our coming and fled. Else they're hiding near. Take cover. And there I was thinking we caught ourselves some of them meddling masqueraders, from meddling bloody masqueraders. Not that I'm complaining. Hiding your face is downright bloody rude when you ain't been introduced. Speaking of ill manners, you won't be know that it's only decent to barge your way into a lady's bedchamber without knocking. You would lecture us on manners? Truly, I have heard it all. There have us outnumbered. We best split up. The leader's mine. I tried to isolate her from her litter. Sevier, Minnow, the rest I leave to you. As you will. You poison me, I'll poison you, bitch. Was that the last of them? Have you seen Aleppo? With me, Minna. Tisk tisk. That was a piss poor showing, sister. You call yourself a keeper, a hunter with no fangs that ain't nothing but prey. No. Ah, bugger. Looks like playtime's over. Be seeing you, sister. Bloody antelopes. 7 hells, they were at my old post, and they drank me old mead. That stings most of all. Well, 'tis past time the proper authorities were informed. I'll send messages to the waders and got the quiver. Red-bedded bandits won't like it one bit, but I'll see that they're told exactly who the military is after. I only hope it will be enough. Of course, Pawar Majuk's snow full. She knows that she's been spotted. She'll break camp and be long gone by the time the next bell sounds. And the trail won't last fresh. Won't stay fresh for long either. Anyway, you've done me a great kindness, friend. Tell this scene I appreciate the help. What's gonna do the what's the face? But I'm gonna no shit, wrong place. Oh. Put that on hold. Do that to next stream. Anyway, welcome back, Minnow. Sabir tells me that you encountered Pawar Majuk. No Godranian could fail to recognise that name. So often it has been spoken, and with such bitterness. I fear we lack the strength to face her ourselves. This is the matter for the gods Quiver and Wood Waders. That you confronted her and survived is a testament to your growing mastery of our art. And I was surprised to note that Lee and Severe were not the logheads upon their return. I presume we owe their unnatural state of affairs to your calming influence. No, modest to the last. Truly, you have every deed bespeaks of clarity of vision far beyond your years. I implore you to share the perspective with your peers and help them to grow into better, wiser archers. As you go forth and temper your skills in battle, know that we'll always look forward to your return. Okay. So, we've got up to Titan now, and we'll be doing that. We'll be doing him, and kicking his ass. We also have done the Archer Guild up to 20, so the next set will be up to 30, and then we'll become a bard. And then I will unlock the Lancer and White Mage, which are the Conjurers, and then we'll have a White Mage and Bard, and we're doing the Lancer quest up to 50. It's required for the for Heaven's World. Until then, I'm the Big B82. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, comments are welcome, and I appreciate your thumbs up as well. And I will see you in part 15 when we finish off the Gladiator up to 20, and we carry on with the One Reborn storyline. Until then, bye bye.